Three Lakes Wildlife Management Area. Highway 441 check station. Highway 441 is what we've always referred to as the north portion. It's off Williams Road down Highway 441. You travel south out of Holy Paul, and as you make your way out here, you'll come to Williams Road, and that's where we're going. A Jeep. That's how you can tell that it's an active cattle ranch, because of those cattle gates. Cows don't go across them, but you can drive right on across. The northern part of Three Lakes does not connect to the central or southern part of Three Lakes. Where Old Canoe Creek Road is, there's a gate because it's a cattle ranch. But one of the things about the northern portion is that there are two pretty good size loops that'll take you around, and that way you're not going to the end and turning around and coming back, so it's nice to drive in a loop. You're going to be going under the turnpike to catch the second loop, which is going to take you to the end of Williams Road where the gate is. The turnpike tunnel is big enough for a Jeep to get through and tall enough for most trucks and stuff to get through. It's a wildlife corridor to allow cattle and deer to move. It is pretty stock friendly, and there's not a whole lot of places where there's even sugar sand. But it is a nice and a beautiful ride that you can enjoy in your Jeep. This also makes for a nice night ride. We have been out here during nighttime of July and seen fireflies. And that's a kind of cool thing here in Florida. Enjoy the ride. And now it's time for What Kind of Scat Is That with Matt? Well, technically, I wouldn't call it scat. I'd call it maybe a patty, but okay, here we go. What kind of patty is that with Maddie? No, this is cow poop. Evidence of cows in the area. It's not too fresh, but look at that. There's beetles underneath it, ants, and that's kind of fresh because it's still soft on the inside. If you never grew up on a Florida ranch, you might not have had the opportunity to have a cow patty war. That's basically where you pick up cow patties and you fling them at each other. But if you could find a cow patty, it's hard on the outside, it's still soft on the inside, then when it hits your opponent, it would splat. You know, when I was a kid, we didn't have video games. We had cable TV, but we made do with what we had. Cow patty wars. So I have to ask you guys a question. Have you ever had cow patty wars?
Yes.
Dry on the outside?
Dry on the outside.
And soft on the inside. That side is still smoking recent. Just to show you really quickly what comes in afterwards, let's look at the other side of the road. So all the palmettos come back. There's fresh green grass that comes back that the deer love. And one of the benefits I like is it tends to burn off a lot of the ticks. When I was a kid, it'd have been nothing to stop and just go swimming in that. I know it's not deep or anything, but you could lay down. when you've been walking out in the woods, when we used to go snake hunting, you would walk on these roads and you'd come to something like that, and that was your opportunity to cool down. And keep in mind that when I was a kid, alligators were on the endangered species list. Then they got moved to the threatened, then protected. And alligators are so abundant now that there's hardly any bodies of water that don't have an alligator in it.
Pretty neat looking tree.
A lot of leaning trees in there.
He's trying to find a snake.
Prescribed burn. No prescribed burn.
No prescribed burn sign.
This part of the loop is a lot less maintained, so it's a little more bumpy, and it looks more like a trail and less like a road. When it's rainy season, on both sides are going to be water. What's out there?
Jeep.
Oh, put it on the Jeep.
Here you go.
Jeep wave.
This tree is in memory. It says, in loving memory of Kyle Spirit, 6/22/92 to 11/14/01.
Like I said, this is an active cattle ranch, and there's a bunch of cows out here. Make sure that you give the cows plenty of room. This is where they live, this is where they eat, and you don't want to harass the cows. The ranchers won't appreciate it, and if people are out here giving the cows a hard time, then they may just close this down to vehicles. So treat the cows with respect.
looks turkey.
Yeah.
There's one milky. Williams Road and Road 1.
So road number 1 was where we turned off of Williams Road, and that was that big loop that we just got around on, and now we're back on Williams Road, and we're about to turn right at an opening back here and head under the turnpike. Road 3 off Williams Road is another big loop like road number 1. But every single time what's that bug? Randy, open.
There is a bug.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay, wait a minute. Sorry, didn't have
Wah, 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 wah. Had just said when we went through all those cows, if the cows are gathered together, you can expect some bad weather. And sure enough, the rain is here, but it drops the temperatures and gets rid of all the dust. So Steve, sorry, no dusty boogers for you. By the way, an update on Steve. Steve is recovering. He finally got to go out and to get some gas in his Jeep, and apparently his Jeep sitting for all this time somehow overheated and left him stranded, and it had to be towed, where they're replacing the radiator and the belts and the hoses and making sure everything's working right. So hopefully soon we'll be able to have Steve out on a ride. Miss you, Steve.
Yes, we do.
Never had the opportunity to go for a Jeep ride when it's raining like this. You're missing out. We are Jeeps. We do have four-wheel drives, and if the road gets muddy and full of puddles, then hey, it's more funner. But it is a neat experience to be out in the woods in a thunderstorm.
But it's also cool to share it with some friends. Because this is the first time he's been out on a Jeep in the rain like this.
Does anybody know where we're going?
Nope. Trusting you.
I've ridden this road a few times, so. A little more exciting?
Yeah.
Whoa. There was a bump back there. Whoa.
Is there lightning? Victory? Williams Road and Road 3.
What's that say about road?
Road vehicles may be road vehicles may be operated only on named or numbered roads. All other roads close to the be clear.
So that's road number 3, a loop off of Williams Road, south of the turnpike. There's a road over here that I've never noticed before, and that's road number 2. And I'm not sure where that goes, but not today. With all the lightning, we're heading out.
Still raining, so it's going to have to be from the inside. You can see where the water comes down from the turnpike.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this ride. This has been North Three Lakes. The rain was very unexpected, but it did cool things off, and it gave a really cool ambience to the end of the ride. I'm Matt.
I'm Marita.
Kevin.
And Randy.
And this has been a Florida Jeep Ride. By the way, at the entrance of Three Lakes North and at the entrance of Bull Creek, there are bathrooms. It's a bumpy trail, so make sure you go before you get on the trail. We are at Griffith's Cafe in Kenansville and fixing to have a late lunch. So tell me about this restaurant.
So these owners that have had it here have been almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years?
Building, and then the previous one.
What was this building before?
It's always been a restaurant.
Always been a restaurant? And y'all are open every day?
No, we close on Sunday.
Closed on Sundays. This is swamp cabbage. What's swamp cabbage made out of? The heart of a palmetto? Griffey's on 441 Kenansville. Let's say grace. Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you for this food, Lord, that we have, for the food we're about to partake of in this time together in fellowship. I pray that you bless it, all that nourish our bodies. Thank you, in Jesus' name. Amen. Swamp cabbage. Buttery good. Oh, look at that. Look at this.
Look, there's 3. You can have a hush brown.
We got frog legs, hush puppies, catfish. This is the gator, French fries, collard green. What is that? That
looks really
Catfish sandwich.
a catfish sandwich. And what you get over here, Kevin? Gizzards? What are gizzards?
Chicken gizzard.
What's the chicken gizzard?
Chicken.
What part of the chicken?
The gizzard.
The gizzard. What's the gizzard?
It's the good part.
Okay. What's a gizzard? What's a chicken gizzard made out of? What part of the chicken? What part of the chicken is the gizzard?
The gizzard.
The gizzard, I know. What's that? Yeah, are they crunchy? I mean, I've never. Y'all may be pulling my legs or something. Look at the little feet hanging on there. They're telling me to eat the toes.
Alright, cocktail, tartar, and here's the ketchup.
It's crunchy. That's a first for me. I've never ate frog's feet.
I'm going to take just the legs.
Gator bites. Sweet to eat to go. So if you're jeeping out in 3 Lakes North or 3 Lakes Central, come on down to Griffey's Cafe and enjoy you some good old southern cooking. They got collard greens, had frog legs, and as you can see, plenty of other stuff. Good eating, good grub. Support a local restaurant, support a local business. It's good for the economy.